Let me bang.
I do let you bang. Hey,
let me bang you, Gilbert.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Greetings, nerds and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No forget Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Hey, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. Me, Adam Hunter, here with one of my best friends, Greg Romero Wilson.
No, sir.
Haven't seen Greg in a while. I didn't talk to or mention why because I didn't feel like it was my place to tell everyone why. And I didn't know how you wanted, if you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what.
I know. I appreciate that. I respect that. I figured you actually probably would tell it because you usually do. You usually spill the beans about everything. So I figured you had shared with the audience, what had happened. But thank you for leaving it to me.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it on Facebook. I didn't want to. I just was like, you know what, this is Greg's thing, and I didn't want everyone all of a sudden hounding you and hounding me, and also not having answers for people. And I just didn't. I just figured this is. So, Greg, what's been going on?
Well, I was. Obviously I need, anyone that's seen me perform or on, online or anything, you can tell I haven't been my healthiest since the pandemic. And so I was trying to get healthy and it gave me a heart attack. So
like people say, I had a heart attack. You legit had a heart attack.
No, I had a heart attack. It was pretty scary. It's not a lot of fun. I don't recommend it. But I was very lucky that I was near home at the time. And of course I lived very close to Cedars-Sinai. So I was able to get to the hospital very quickly. And I think Don Frye is eating, I think he's eating cookies right now. I think he's eating a box of.
No.
I did.
I'll tell you.
He told me I wasn't allowed. I wasn't admitted to the meeting yet. So I didn't know I was.
I'll tell you, for some reason, Don, when they think, hey, let's do a podcast where Don can't figure out how to look at the camera, now it's the best time to wrestle with his pit bulls.
Yeah.
There's nothing more than people want to hear is Don fighting with, I don't know how many, 3, 4, 5 pit bulls. How many?
She's an English bulldog.
English bulldog.
Yeah.
So you think, okay, you know what? We're going to do a show where you need to listen. And as listening is essential. Now is the best time to play tug of war with my English bulldog.
Either that or she's humping my leg. So,
Well,
there's a lot of love there. There's a lot of love.
Well, Don, what you missed is Greg. Greg talked about he had a heart attack. He decided to get healthy. This is this is a little bit. Do you think it was all the stuff that was unhealthy before? Like you think going to the gym is what gave you the heart attack?
Oh, absolutely. If I would have. No, it just kind of triggered it. It was definitely one of those things. I mean, you don't achieve 100% blockage overnight. That's a cumulative effect, and lifestyle choices, etc. And so it just was one of those things that was triggered by overexerting myself. So So
my dad kind of like didn't work out for 20 years. Decided I'm gonna go guns blazing, and he had all these blood clots. And the blood clots clotted up everything, and he ended up in the hospital for 2 months. Was it something similar to that?
I mean, listen, here's the lesson. If you're a 50-year-old man who smokes weed like a chimney, drinks like a fish, and eats like a frat guy, maybe jujitsu isn't for you.
That's what you were doing, jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I had been taking jiu-jitsu classes because I'd been doing this jog, and I wasn't really losing any weight. And so I was like, I got to up the voltage.
Yeah.
So I started taking, listen, no offense to the jiu-jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in Beverly Hills, great beginner program. It's not that, it's just I was that out of shape. It really wasn't that program they run an incredible program. I was loving the classes, to be honest. And it just, it amounted to,
Did you have a heart attack in the class?
It started after the class. Yeah. When I was trying to, I was trying to change. And I couldn't calm down,
When you also had the food truck.
I had the what?
Hey, why don't you consider learning how to shoot a gun and carry a concealed weapon?
The food. First of all, he said it was a food truck. Then he says, okay, so you're in the locker room.
Yeah,
in the locker room, and all of a sudden your heart starts pounding.
It was already, yeah. I mean, I was vibrating. It wasn't like they describe, in television or when people talk about it. There were, it's always just your left arm starts tingling, or then it feels like somebody's sitting on your chest. For me, it wasn't like that at all, which is why I didn't think it was a heart attack at first. I was just like vibrating, and I thought I just gassed out from the class, because we were doing all this clinch work, and it was my arms and chest, and I just thought that's what it was. And so, now I'm not a stupid person. I've had baby aspirin stashed, all around. I've got some in my backpack, I have some here in my office, I have some in the nightstand. Because I was afraid of just such an occurrence, I took some there, and I guess that calmed my heart down enough for me to get home. But by the time I got home, the vibrating thing started again, and I knew I was in trouble. And luckily, my wife was here and immediately called an ambulance.
So you didn't pass out or anything?
No. I was awake during all of it. I knew I was in trouble when the paramedic looked at the other paramedic and he goes, "Thank God we're so close to Cedars."
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, "Why? What's happening?" They're like, "We'll tell you in the ambulance, Mr. Wilson." So it was,
if you're awake by then.
Yeah, and proximity is a big part of recovery rate, and because living so close to Cedars-Sinai, I live about a mile away. We called the ambulance at 8, and I had a stent in my heart by 8:40. So they were, they worked like a fucking NASCAR pit crew to save my life, and I have to give them so much credit for that and thank them, because it was really amazing to watch them work.
So Sean, we're gonna catch you up. Greg Wilson decides, I got to lose some weight. I'm going to start doing Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in Beverly Hills. After his, third class? Third class,
or third or fourth. Yeah.
He's in the locker room. He's shaking, heart's pounding. He knows something's up. Takes a couple baby aspirins, gets home. It's even worse. His wife calls the paramedics, an ambulance. He's having a heart attack. He hears, "Thank God we're so close." At that point, you're flipping out, right?
Yeah, at that point, I'm nervous. At that point, when you hear something like that, you get a little nervous. They said a couple things that made me nervous. Once we get into the ambulance, before they even close the doors, they're like, "Mr. Wilson, you're having a heart attack. But don't worry, we're going to do everything we can to save your life."
Wow.
Thanks, guys. Just do it. You ain't got to tell me that.
They said, "Don't worry, Greg. Even if you die, you won't get to see Brendan Schaub's new special releasing in April." So
now, when they say 100% blockage, what does that mean?
Okay, so I didn't just have any heart attack. I had what they lovingly call the Widowmaker, which is really, why would you even? It's not helpful to call it the fucking. It doesn't.
I'm sure your wife was thrilled.
Yeah, exactly. It's neither consoling or humorous,
Well, it is when you're on the other side. When you're carting the guy to the hospital. But yeah, they tend to sit in front of you. I mean, that's just bad taste.
Yeah, thanks. And so I'm suffering. It's, the main artery that takes the oxygen from the lungs to the heart. And that was, and apparently when it gets blocked up, it develops kind of extensions that grow toward laterally from it to supply oxygen to your heart. And so that's why I wasn't already dead, was because it had already found a way to kind of work around it. But then when I exacerbated it by working out that hard, that was what created the. And
you had no idea?
None.
Now, do you think this possibly is why you were feeling in bad shape or not in the best shape because your oxygen's not getting to your heart?
No, that's exactly right. And it's so funny because I've been thinking about it. Again, this is what it spurred me to start, trying harder, was because my legs were tired and, I just ran out of gas really fast. And I just really felt like I just wasn't getting, I clearly was not getting, the energy that I should have. My life is not that strenuous. Let's be clear. So I just knew, I was like, okay, so I'm really out of it here. I need to get better. And so that's why I was just trying harder,
Dude, literally somebody hit me up after I found out you were going to be okay, because your wife texted me and she told me you were going to be okay. She told me what happened. And then someone made a joke. Some fucking asshole comic was like, I guess you hear about Greg Wilson. I guess cheeseburgers took him out or something. And I was like, dude, that's one of my best friends. Like, fuck you. And he's like, oh, now the guy's like, now you have a line. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. I have a line, like what? Like I was like legit fucking scared for you, man. Like really depressed and bummed. Thank God. I think it was only a day or two that your wife told me you were going to be okay. But
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I told her, I said that, you were part of a very select group that we told, there's only a couple close friends in my family that we initially just let know, hey, listen, there's something real going on here. So, but listen, they did an amazing job. I'm feeling a lot better. I mean, there's still an adjustment in terms of the meds and stuff like that. But, overall, I feel good. I am losing.
You're having a rough, but dude, you're freaking, but between your parents, your sister, now 2022, man.
Well, and that kind of contributed to it too. The stress levels involved with those things, also all of it kind of added together, kind of a perfect storm, I guess. So, but hey, listen, I'm on the right side of the lawn, so we carry on.
Thank you, Sean, for your background. That's
right there.
So but by the way, I gotta give it. So Stephen Bonner last week, his house burned down, right? I guess what had happened was, I don't know exactly what happened, but basically he had built a couple storage sheds in his back and in Vegas and the wind, and it could have been anything. His house burned down and he lost everything. So I look and there's a GoFundMe and it's $0. And I'm like, fuck, right? So I text Don, I throw in like $50. Don throws in whatever. I text people.
I threw in 50 because I didn't want to outdo you. I thought we should have went for a little bit more, but you are leading the charge. I don't want to overstep you by.
Well, they wanted $10,000, right? So then Sean threw in 50. Tyron Woodley threw in $4,000.
Nice.
I was impressed by that. Cool. I really was.
And then Brendan Chow threw in $2,000. So as now he's up to like 18 grand. So I gotta say, Sean, as much as we have the Brendan Chow jokes, it was pretty cool that Brendan Chow would do that.
Just think of what stinks is the Asian massage ladies that will go broke and lose their houses now.
Oh God!
Are you talking to a cow?
Yeah, pretty much a cow. So anyway, did we all watch the
mask on or what?
Did we watch the fights over the weekend?
Yes, all of them.
All right.
No.
You didn't watch them, Don? Why not?
They don't know. I didn't want to watch that guy cry again, but I guess he cried in victory this time, huh?
Which guy?
Who cried?
Oh, Aljamain?
Aljamain, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first let's talk about the Korean Zombie versus Volkanowski. Which, look, I knew this was going to be a mismatch. As soon as this fight got announced, I'm like, this is such a mismatch that maybe Zombie's got a shot. Maybe this is one of those things where like, and I was like, no, I like the Korean Zombie. I actually love watching him, but it just seems every time he gets to that next level, he gets beat, and he gets beat pretty bad. And he got the shit beaten out of him to the point where like Herb Dean, it was like a mercy stoppage. It wasn't even like a stoppage where the guy goes down and he's getting pounded out. Like he was just like, enough is enough. Props to the zombie for taking a punishment, but that fight wasn't even close.
Dude, did you see what Volkanowski said to him at the start of round 4? He said, "You guys ready to fight?" And Volkanowski looked at him and he goes, "You sure?" Like, to zombie, like, "Are you sure you want me to keep doing this to you?" I mean, I saw it. I heard him say it. He's like, "You sure?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they said, "Okay." And then he bopped him a couple of good times, and then they stopped it. But I mean, it wasn't close. It was pretty embarrassing.
I mean, it was the best that Volkanowski looked. He wants to now go to 155, which I think he's got a good shot at 155. The way he looks.
I don't think they have anyone to contend with him left in featherweight division. I think he owns it. So it's such a lockup for him. I mean, there's nobody left. It's not even a challenge, I don't think.
Well, I think whatever happened to Zabit? Wasn't that guy Zabit the next big thing? Sean, what happened to that guy?
I thought he was at 155. Is he not?
Was Zabit 55? Was that?
I thought he was.
He's supposed to fight?
I think we gotta remember when a guy's nickname is the zombie, it's not because he's good at dodging punches. Like it's not that he didn't get that nickname by being, hard to hit. But I'll tell you what I would like to see. It'll never happen. But does it seem genius to you right now that Conor drops to 145 and beats Volkanovski and wins his title back? He's way bigger than him. He would beat him. And I think, I don't know if Conor can make that cut again, especially with his weightlifting program he's been on. But if I were him, that's what I would do. That would be the smartest thing to do because Volkanowski might move up to 155, but I think they have a 5 foot. You got to be at least 5 foot tall to fight in that weight class. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not because he's teetering right there on the 411 mark. I think so.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I mean, I don't know. You're absolutely right. I just. I don't think.
Would you love to see him fight Conor? I think that would be awesome. Him and Conor.
I think that would be one of the best fights of the century.
Yeah, but I don't think Conor can make
that.
Conor put so much muscle on. I mean, so much muscle on. He's not making. He's like 190 right now. I mean, maybe even 200. See how fucking jacked he is, or like, he's not making 45.
He's probably got a little help doing that though, so he could always.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, first you'd have to cycle down. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then also the Aljamain fight, right? First of all, I'm so happy that Aljamain won because he was pretty mad at me because I texted him beforehand for something. And he's like, "Bro, right now I'm about to go to a face-off and you're asking me about something else." And I was like, I'm just trying to keep your mind off. He's like, "No, you're not." He totally called my bullshit. So
what are you doing? What are you doing?
I was
like, do you have any tickets left? Can I get one of your tickets they gave you? Like,
No, I wanted him to do the comedy on the next comedy MMA comedy jam. I didn't know he was walking towards the face-off. Like
it's still fight week. Why would you do it? I mean, he's got to remain fight. You're like, Jesus, that's so you, Adam, to be like, just really quickly though. I know you're fighting for the title against the guy from last time, but really quickly. So about the stand-up comedy special, like, why you're such a fucking psycho.
I was on a cruise ship and I just got the yes, and I got a little excited, I will admit. And then he was like mad. He was like really mad. And then I apologized. He accepted my apology. Thank God he won. In fact, I was like, anybody, look, you know what happened? I put on Instagram, I'll bet anyone he wins 25 push-ups, right? Like 9,000 people took the bet, right? So now,
that's awesome.
No, now I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do fucking 10,000 push. I can't do 10,000 fucking push-ups. Like, what am I gonna do? Post the same 25?
Yes, that's exactly what you do.
Dude, people were giving me like, I'll do 100 to your 25 and 3 to 1. Like, dude, now I'm stressed. So then at the end, I'm watching it and he wins, barely wins. And then all of a sudden, all those people that said they were going to do push-ups they're ghosts. They're gone, right? So now I'm calling them out like, "Hey, motherfucker, where are my push-ups?" Right? And now I'm bullying people on Twitter and people are posting it and I'm making fun of like, their houses. They're like, what they're wearing. I'm making fun of their shirts. I'm like, "Bro, you owe me 75 because of that man bun. Everyone's chiming in. Tim Sylvia, by the way.
I'm glad you're explaining this because I was just seeing some of it going, what the fuck is happening here? I didn't get it at all. But then now I get it. Thank you for the explanation.
Tim Sylvia said he would do the 25. He hasn't posted his 25 yet. Do you think he could do 25 push-ups, Sean?
Yeah, last time I talked to him, he said he was getting back in shape, man. He was thinking about fighting again. So, I don't know whether it is or not, but yeah, last time I talked to him, said he was getting the weight off and getting back in shape.
Don, you think he could do 25 push-ups right now?
No.
Well, consider there'll only be an inch and a half between his chin and the floor. I think you might be able to pull it off.
So then I was like, now the question is, did Aljamain really win?
That is the question, isn't it?
He definitely won round 2 and 3. I mean, he
yes. Oh, easily, without question, dominated him.
And almost like now, if it was Pride rules, right? Pride rules. If you win, well, I guess, Don, like in Pride rules, it was just 10 minutes, right? Basically, or it wasn't even
10-5-5. It was 10-5-5, and then the Pride rules, you finish the fight, you can be getting your ass kicked, first 2.5 rounds. You win that last round or last half a round, they'll give you the fight. They want to see you finish, They want to see a spectacular fight all the way through.
So in Pride, okay, so the rounds that Aljamain lost, right, which technically would be round 4 and 5, he barely lost. The round that he won, he really won, which was 2 and 3. Yeah. And the one was very close. Most people thought that, including Dana White, thought that Peter Yan won. So in Pride rules, would he have won since he won the rounds bigger?
How did he finish the fight? Who won the last round?
The last round, Peter Yan won. So Peter Yan would have won.
Okay. There you go. Right.
Yeah.
In Pride rules, Peter Yan would have won their first fight too because he couldn't eat him on the ground legally. So
it's a good point. Now, who do you think won that fight, McCorkle?
Dude, I don't know. Like, I kind of quit watching after, like, when I realized he was just going to give him his back the entire fight. Like I said, rounds 2 and 3 were just replays of each other. I was like, dude, what is he doing? And still throwing kicks to get taken down. Like, I think Yan overall probably won the fight. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was swayed by the ending being more his way, but and my bets I put on him. Yeah, I was shocked that Aljamain was able to take him down and get a dominant position. I think both rounds 2 and 3 the way he did and keep him in the figure 4. It's like Yan, and I know it's not true, but it was like Yan had never fought on the ground before. Like sometimes you see these guys, maybe it's how they felt when they saw me fighting standing up. Like, has he ever thrown a punch in his life? I see these guys on the ground sometimes. Like, what are they doing, man? Like, what is his plan? I don't get it. So
I was surprised though when he had Don. Aljamain had him down, had his back, had a body lock with 3 minutes left in both the second and third, and didn't finish the rear naked. I was surprised he wasn't able to do that because that was his like move. Greg, who do you think won the fight?
I mean, I'm glad Aljamain won the fight, but I really expected it to go Peter Yan's way because, it did come down to round 1. Whether or not, and when you look back on it, I mean, it could have gone Aljamain's way, but you thought that, octagon aggression, it probably would have gone Peter Yan's way. So was I surprised? Yeah, I really was. When they said it was a split decision, that did not surprise me, but it breaking Aljamain's way, that did surprise me.
He did land more punches in round 1, though.
That was the thing, exactly. He landed more clean punches, but he was definitely backing up and rolling side to side the entire time. But I guess maybe that's not, if you land more punches, that seems to be what ultimately won him the round.
So now Henry,
I'll tell you what shows how much damage Aljamain did to his reputation is he was fighting a Russian in the United States and still got booed when he got the decision.
Dude, they were chanting Yan right now.
Like,
and we're talking about
Americans are cheering for a Russian. It's like reverse Rocky 4.
And we're in a war right now with Russia.
Yeah, and they're cheering. They really took that
honestly,
what?
I was gonna say they took that fake knee personally. The fans did, man. I think like that was they're really holding on to it.
I felt maybe that played into it. They're like, fuck the Russian guy, give him the thing. There's a part of me that was like, I feel like maybe they were like, nah, if it's close, fuck that guy.
What's up, people? Football might be over for the season, but basketball is in full steam for both pro and college hoops. From the latest odds, totals, player performance props, to where the next fired coach is going to land, BetOnline is the #1 spot for all your sports betting needs. Now head over to their website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use promo code CLNS50 to get started. It's not just basketball. BetOnline is your source for hockey, boxing, and UFC odds, right to the Olympic coverage. And it's the best in the business, okay? From sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games, BetOnline is your #1 online wagering destination. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and play your favorite games. BetOnline, where the game starts. Hudo said he tweeted out, "I've seen better decisions on 90 Day Fiancé." Very, 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 very funny.
I wonder who wrote it.
Great joke. You may hear it again in my special. But here's the deal. Cejudo is now back in the pool, and people were like, "Oh, the kiddie pool, you're wearing your floaties," but he's back. He's now fighting again. He's now what he says he wants to either fight Aljamain or he wants to fight Volkanowski. They're not going to give him Volkanowski. They're going to give him Aljamain, I believe, which is a good fight. The question is, Cejudo took it 2 years off, did DMT with Mike Tyson, hasn't really been training. I mean, he's been training, but he's been enjoying his life. Is it too long? Is it too much, or is this what you think he needed? Sean, what do you think?
I think Cejudo comes in and beats him, man. Takes him down with better wrestling and holds him down. Kind of does what he did to Jan, except the reverse. I don't know. A guy like Cejudo, I don't think he's still young, man, and he's not going to forget how to wrestle. And it isn't like he depends strictly on reflexes and speed. Like his wrestling base is so good. His striking's got pretty good too. But yeah, I think he comes in and beats him. I would like to see him fight Volkanowski. Probably won't happen, but I would like to see that one because he's only about 3 inches taller than Volkanowski. So it'd be like a more, closer shot.
Don,
Volkanowski's asked about this short.
Don, who do you think? Don and Greg, Aljamain versus Cejudo. Who wins?
Well, I don't think you should throw him. You think Cejudo? I think you don't throw him into the deep end of the water right off the bat. Give him a warm-up fight. Put him against somebody.
He already left with the belt.
That is a warm-up fight. That is a warm-up fight. Come on. Jeez. Guy's gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist, and he won 2 world titles, He took some time off to train his boxing, right?
I think he was just burnt, to be honest.
I think he just wanted to rest.
He capitalized. He got to rest, but he capitalized on his boxing. It wasn't like he went down and sat on the beach, right, the whole time, smoked cigars and drink.
No, he got married. He has a baby. He's coaching. He's coaching John Jones. By the way, that camp is the best fucking camp ever. It's John Jones, the Korean Zombie.
I was gonna say, isn't that the one the Korean Zombie came out of?
Yeah,
is it the best camp?
But it's got the Pitbull brothers.
Kind of got murked. So
all right. Okay, Division Figueretta. It's got Cejudo. That crazy captain, the guy who's the manager with the glasses, who's always talking shit. Eric
Hard.
the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. And then the camp is just hilarious, just a funny camp. And then it's also got that other guy, that fucking monster at 185, who's 205. You know what I'm talking about? Jerry Polzanachovic or something. Jerry. The guy with the crazy hair who just is murdering.
Jerry Brzezowska or something like that.
Yeah, that dude.
That dude can fight, man. That dude ain't no joke.
Yeah, like that camp is becoming like a murderer's row. Anyway, by the way, I'll tell you what bothered me, what upset me was our man Vince. By the way, Don, he honored you. He had your mustache. He even said, that he got the mustache to honor the baddest motherfucker of all time, which is you. And he fought a guy that was an Olympian.
And then he did you the highest honor by going out there and losing.
He went out there and gassed out to honor me.
No, what happened was he fought a guy that was a huge favorite, Olympic Greco-Roman from Denmark, I think, right? And first round, you got to give it to the Greco-Roman guy, barely. But Vince lands a punch, right? And goes, "There's more of that coming, motherfucker." And you hear him say it on TV. You hear him say, "There's more of that coming, motherfucker."
He was talking quite a bit during the fight. It was very entertaining. I was like, maybe.
I think the UFC needs to mic up the players like they do the NBA or the fighters. That would be amazing to hear the stuff they say to each other during the fight.
Dude, I couldn't believe he said there's more of that coming, motherfucker, right? Then he easily won the second round. And Don, he got a takedown against the Greco-Roman Olympian. Took him down. Then in the third round.
Wait. You're forgetting what he said between rounds when he sat down.
Oh, yeah. What did he say?
He said, "It's over. This guy's done."
Yeah. He goes, "It's over." I think he got too excited because then in the third round, he got taken down and laid on for 5 minutes. Literally.
I heard after he took him down, he told him, "There's no more of that coming, motherfucker."
So this is what Vince tweeted. He goes, "Fuck, sucks losing a fight. I shouldn't have lost, but it sucks even more losing because that pussy just held on to me and did nothing. Sorry, Florida. I love you and had a good time here. And one more thing. Fuck you, trash judges. I still have a lot to prove."
And then Bruce Buffer replied in a tweet, "What's pussy mean?" Oh.
The guy, he looked like he was in the best shape of his life, looked incredibly focused. And after he said that between the second and third round, I believed him.
Yeah.
I was like, this is, oh my God. Yeah. Because you know, he said he starts slow, he gets it. And then he did everything that he's ever told us he does during a fight. Starts slow, gathers information, dominates in the second, takes him out in the third. It was on trajectory to do exactly what he said. So believe me, going into the third, I really thought he was about to win this fight.
I think almost like the worst thing that could have happened was him taking down the Olympic gold medalist or whatever. Yeah. Because then he thought, I could wrestle this guy.
Yeah.
You know, and man, I think if he hadn't taken him down, he would have just kept, because his striking, Vince hits hard. Like he fights at 155. He walks around like 210. I mean, he cuts a lot of fucking weight. And then he gets back up there and he's a hard hitter. And I don't think his stock went down in some reason. I think
I don't either. I think it's one of those things you'd almost let him just do it again because next time he'll win. I mean, he said it in the thing. He's like, he's only going to do one thing. He's going to try and wrestle me. So I'm just not going to let that happen. And then he let it happen. Yeah, and I think what you said was right. He got confident in it.
Do you know how hard it is to become a Greco Olympian?
Totally. And well, that's what showed. And that's what showed. That's what showed is once he got his hands on him, got to the ground, there was nothing he could do.
Don, you almost made the Olympics Greco, right?
No, fuck no. There had been 5 plane crashes, 7 bus crashes, an earthquake. You know.
What was your Don? What was your favorite, Greco, folk style, or freestyle?
I thought I wanted to be a Greco, but I didn't know that much. You know, I just got lucky on a few matches, so I thought it was good. But freestyle was better match for me, you know. Yeah.
I like Greco, but the point system is like, it's weird. You know, it's like weird. It's
it's like the difference is like boxing versus MMA. You know, the Greco to the freestyle.
Right, because you can use your legs.
You have so many different weapons and instruments, you know, when you from one to the other.
But also they have a 5-point throw, a 4-point throw, a 3-point throw, and sometimes they get kind of muddled up a little bit. You're like, oh, that was a 4-point throw. No, that was a 3-point. It's just That annoys me a little bit. I was like,
For me, I mean, it doesn't matter. Greco, freestyle, either one would have given me a heart attack. So,
10-year-old good. That 10-year-old girl in the beginner's basket whooped her ass to shit.
Greg, Greg, though, we're done partying though, right?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right, good.
At least for a year.
Famous last words.
So you get some house or
Now we got to talk about the Chimaev Gilbert Burns because I don't know. Okay, so Don, this guy Chimaev, they were calling him like Khabib 4.0. Everyone was saying this guy is the future. No one's going to beat him. He's the greatest fighter alive. I mean, it was just they were building this guy up. Like, and to his credit, he outstruck his first like 4 opponents 172-2. Like two punches gonna got landed on him. So he fights this guy. So he fights Gilbert Burns, who black belt, fought for the title, tough guy, like just a solid fighter, but number 2 ranked guy, but you could say maybe a little past his prime. I mean,
And short notice.
He fought Usman and, got knocked out by Usman, and that people thought, oh, maybe that was it, right? This fight was the most exciting fight of the card. And people are like, Chimaev's stock didn't go down. Look, personally, I think it did. I think it did. I'm sorry to all. I hope I don't get like all kinds of fucking people shitting on me in different languages and stuff. But like, there was no way it couldn't have gone up. If he would have went out there and just wrecked Gilbert Burns and knocked him out in 8 seconds like he did, then all of a sudden it's like, but he also showed that A, he's very hittable. B, his chin was up. He kept his chin up the whole time. Gilbert cracked him a lot. A lot. If Gilbert had a little more power, or maybe threw, because he was throwing 1 punch at a time, I think Gilbert surprised himself a little bit with how easy this guy was to hit. Second of all, he was almost like afraid of Gilbert's jiu-jitsu. Now, this guy is an Olympian wrestler or made the Swedish national team or some sort of, but his wrestling and Gilbert's jiu-jitsu canceled each other out. Then we had a striking contest. His corner told him after round 2, stop getting into a war. You could just out-jab this guy, which is what he did. Now, granted, he's the number 11 guy. He just beat the number 2 guy. But a lot of people thought that Gilbert Burns won. And now they're saying, well, put him up against Colby next. I don't hate to say it. I think Colby beats him. I think Colby beats him, and I think Usman beats him. I think this guy is really good, but I think they're rushing him way too fast. McCorkle, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, his hype train should have slowed down considerably. Like, you found out a couple things about Chimaev in that fight. 1, he's got a great chin. 2, he is exactly as good as Gilbert Burns. They are almost like the exact equal level. So to think he's all world or an ex-Khabib or whatever, he is as good as Gilbert Burns is, because they couldn't have been more even. So whatever, I mean, he maybe needs more time. Maybe he'll be great one day, but he's not there yet. And I think Usman would tool him, man. You saw what Usman did to Gilbert Burns. Made him look like an amateur, And so I think if he can't out wrestle, he's not going to be able to take down Usman or control him. He's not going to be able to take down or control Colby. So he's going to have to stand and strike with him. But they always do that, man. They got a little too much hype. They're saying he's going to beat, what's his name, Stylebender at 185. He's going to do this or that. Like, slow down a little bit, guys. He's Gilbert Burns 2.0. So,
Greg, thoughts?
Listen, this was his first real test. He passed the test, but just barely. Gilbert Burns, if this were a 5-rounder, I think Gilbert Burns finds a way to beat him. And of course, Gilbert Burns didn't get a full training camp before this either. I think Gilbert Burns with a full camp also beats him even in a 3-rounder. I think and now there's better tape on Chimaev. That's the other thing. We didn't know how he would react to later rounds. We didn't know how he would react to someone, being able to wrestle at his level. We didn't know how he would react to being able to take real shots to the face. Now there's better tape on him. Now he's going to be a better target. And again, I think in the rematch, I think Gilbert Burns wins. And I agree with you guys. I think he loses to Colby, and I think he loses by, I don't think he loses by a lot to Usman. So.
Don Frye, who was the biggest hype train that you've ever experienced?
Oh, shit. I don't know, because Coleman he had good hype, but nobody knew who he was, because that was the first tournament he came into. It was number 10, where he beat me. And Shamrock was a big hype, but I mean, he was, there was reason for it. I mean, he fulfilled it all, there wasn't, I don't think I found anybody who was all hype and no,
but who
no
was the
go.
biggest? No, not that you fought. Who was the biggest hype guy that everybody was like, oh, this is the next big thing? That I mean, I like Sokoju, but I remember like Sokoju was like they were saying was, and then all of a sudden people figured out Sokoju didn't have much of a ground game.
Well, and also wasn't he 1,000 years old when he got to the UFC? I mean,
Yeah.
Don't forget Lesnar too. When Lesnar won the title, he was going to be unbeatable. I heard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Lesnar was another one. And what about that Karate Kid who turned out to be garbage?
Sage Northcutt.
Yeah, that was heavy hype train with that kid. So,
One of the craziest trains I ever saw in the UFC was when Bruce Buffer, Dominic Cruz, and Dakota.
Okay, here it is. And what about CM Punk? CM Punk with all that hype.
Yeah, nobody thought CM Punk was going to be good.
Dude, everybody thought CM Punk was going to go.
No one thought it. Come on. There was one person who thought he was going to win a fight. Not one person. I mean, the one guy that was on who was the guy that was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, Sean?
Roger Huerta?
Yeah, Roger Huerta. People were like, Roger Huerta is the future of MMA, and then lost 6 in a row or something.
Did I tell you that story? What happened with that?
Yeah, his manager, right? His manager fucked.
Yeah, Monty, his agent was we had the same agent, and Monty told him, hey, they want to build the Latin market, the Latino market. He was a Mexican, good-looking kid. He was like, they gave him 4 fighters in a row that was their first fight in UFC, and they were tailor-made for him to beat. And then he got a little too big for his own. I don't know how you say britches in Spanish, but it would have been funny. But
Pantalones?
For his pantalones, got a little too grande for his pantalones, and he said he wanted to fight a real fighter and didn't want to fight. He was tired of hearing that he was giving easy fights, so he got on their nerves. They're like, okay, they gave him a killer or two and started getting him beat up. That's what the UFC used to be very vindictive. If you didn't go along with their matchmaking, they're like, oh. Like, I didn't want to fight Christian Morecraft because nobody had ever heard of him. And I was like, if I'm going to take a chance on losing, I'd rather fight somebody tough. And then they said, okay, you can fight Shane Carwin instead. And I said, okay, because I figured at least if I'm going to lose to Carwin. And then they said, no, it's still Christian Morecraft. Like, they thought they could bluff me. But, I would rather lose to somebody with a big name than somebody with that one.
Ronda Rousey, I would never say is a hype train. But I don't think I've ever seen a bigger fall from grace. As far as they were going to make her a movie star and a sitcom and a TV show.
When they were saying,
I think
even Rogan was saying she could beat most men her weight in the UFC. That's ridiculous, man. Like that was she's not beating one man in the UFC, not any of them.
No, that was the dumbest thing. That was the dumbest line I've ever heard.
I mean, she could beat me if I just happened to be visiting the UFC.
No, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone just fall. I mean, she was like, it was 2 losses and out. She
wanted out though. She wanted to. I think she was done with it. I think she wanted to go to wrestling, to WWE. I think she was just ready to get off that train.
There was nothing sadder than when she came back from losing to Holly Holm from Australia, which you lose a fight. You lose a fight. She had her pillow over her face, coming back from the airport, and the paparazzi's taking pictures, and she's hiding behind a pillow like a child, and I was just, man, that's
fame is a tough thing, especially when you get so much of it so fast and it's all positive and everybody's sucking your dick. And then all of a sudden, now they want to, scorn you. I mean, listen, she's still human, that just shows you how human she really is.
I know, but
I think she'd been better off putting a pillow over Travis Brown's face because that guy's not easy on the eyes.
Well, there's another guy. I remember Travis Brown won Fighter of the Year. Remember, he was fucking everybody up. And then he would lost like 6 in a row. Everyone just started beating Travis Brown, except for Brendan Chow. He was the only guy.
Right. Yeah. I remember when I met Travis Brown the first time, and he was telling me how much better he is at everything than everybody in the world. Like every time I would say something, I'd be like, he's asked me, is Mitch Rione good stand up? I said, man, he hits hard. He's athletic. He's not as athletic as me. I'm like, okay, so he's not as athletic. He played in the NFL, but he's not an athlete you are. And then he was like talking about Dave Herman. I was like, dude, that dude's he's a really gifted guy, real good defensive wrestler. He can't wrestle like me. Like, okay, like he can't wrestle you. And then he was like talking about Stephen Struve getting ready to fight him. Was he real strong? I said, dude, he's real long and like he moves real on the ground, not like me, he doesn't. I'm like, okay, never mind, dude.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, he's that guy. The guy
and then you were like, and I'll tell you what, nobody could play as many instruments as well as Prince. Well, not like me. Oh man, I can play the guitar and keyboards. Like,
and then I told him what a great comedian Brendan Schaub was, and he was like, I bet he's not as good as me, and he was right on that one. But,
yeah, you ever hear that? You ever hear that like Prince story with Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah, the ping pong story.
Yeah, the ping pong story.
No. What's the ping pong story?
So like Jimmy Fallon's like the biggest Prince fan, right? And his wife's about to give birth, but like Prince wants to meet Jimmy Fallon. He wants him to do a show. He goes, I'll do a show, but he's got to meet me at this ping pong. He owned a ping pong bar in New York. Prince did.
Oh wow, I've been to that ping pong bar. I love it.
So Jimmy Fallon shows up. Like his wife's like in the hospital, like mad, like you're fucking kidding me, right? And all of a sudden Prince shows up, right? And like, but the room gets like dark, and he just like shows up, and he's like, "Let's go." And now Prince is like the best ping pong player like ever. Like he's doing like spinning shit, like, and Jimmy Fallon doesn't know how to play fucking ping pong, so he's just like making him chase the ball. He beats him like 16-0, like in like 6 minutes, like. Game over, boom. And then when he gets the ball, he disappears and never sees him again. Like,
yeah, he said he spun the ball a real weird way, so it hit off the table for game point and went over by the curtain. And he goes over, picks up, turned around, and Prince is just gone. Like, didn't say bye to anything. He said he just no longer was there. Like,
well, apparently that's how he made all his exits.
Like,
I'm sorry, that's bad. I apologize.
I didn't even catch that one. That was so mean, Greg.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Greg, you almost just died. You're allowed to say that.
Exactly.
I had a heart attack. Like,
exactly.
Mackenzie Dern. I thought Tisha was going to win. I give Tisha a lot of credit for getting out of that. I still don't know how she got out of that armbar. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, man. That was some toughness right there.
Mackenzie looked great. I mean, I can't say anything except for the fact that she keeps getting better and better. She found the right team, the right coach, Jason Perillo, and good for her. She looked great. It was a split decision. People thought Tisha won, but man. And then what else happened? Mckee Gall got knocked out pretty quick. That other guy, Alexei Olnick, won again. He's now,
he's now 3,900 and 1,600. Like how many
the guy that ended the CM Punk hype train got beat.
Yeah.
That's the problem is that, Mckee Gall is a great fighter, but when you bring in somebody and you bring in somebody else, it's like you rush two people. It's like Mckee Gall. Anyway, and then Kay Hansen lost. And now she's 22 years old. She was a girl that was like 16 years old, got a scholarship for softball to Harvard, dropped out of high school. Anyway, so now she's fighting and she has an OnlyFans, right? And she lost her fight. She got beat, but she posts afterwards to everyone who says I lost because of my OnlyFans. Fuck you. I train 3 times a day and taking pictures is not like, why even respond? Like, what's the point? I mean,
sounds like she doesn't want any fans.
That was a good one. I like that one. That was a good one. Now, Don Frye, would you ever join a girl's OnlyFans account?
No.
Not with that internet connection.
Why, Don? Why wouldn't you?
I don't want to pay the money for something I've seen already. Shit.
There you go. Yeah.
I just think it's kind of pathetic that you're paying that a girl knows that you're paying to see her naked. I don't know. I'd rather try to fuck the girl in real life if I, or fuck somebody that wants to fuck me than pay $10 or $20 to. I mean, I don't know. To each his own.
Fantasize like every other creeper out there, right?
There's so much free porn out there.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there's so much free porn. Sean, you wouldn't, even if you were single, you wouldn't pay for OnlyFans, right?
Dude, I wouldn't even go to a strip club when I was single because I'm not going to pay a girl to pretend like she likes me. Like, I don't like it just ain't my thing, man. I don't know. I'm way too proud. I could never hire a prostitute or anything like that, no matter how hard up I was, just because of the pride alone. Like, I just, I don't get it, man. The whole OnlyFans. And it's sad as most of the guys who have the girls OnlyFans think that they might actually get to hook up with her one day if they just give her enough money or just buy enough, whatever. I don't know how OnlyFans works, but I assume you give them money per picture or something like that.
No, it's like when you get it's like, dude, I used to go to strip clubs and I would pull strippers. Like I would get numbers and blah, 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 and take them out afterwards. And a couple of times I dated a bunch of them, blah, yada, yada. But I never got a lap dance first because once you get a lap dance, you're now in the customer category. They look at you like a customer, and I have to think OnlyFans. It's got to be the same thing. They're looking at you like you. Now some guys are like, well, fuck it. I wouldn't want to date them anyway. I only want to see their pussy. Blah, blah, blah. But Greg, what's your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I pay more for more. I see it as supporting the single mothers of America.
Really?
Listen, man, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not trying to screw these girls. So
but you don't.
But no, I'm not OnlyFans. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm just saying, you go to a strip club. I'll pay for a lap dance. I don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Again, I'm not trying to date these girls because I have dated strippers and they're insane. So I mean, I learned my lesson there. And obviously, I've been married a long time. But strippers, you pay for a lap. But OnlyFans, I have zero interest in because, like you said, if I'm going to watch something online, there's too much that's free. Why, you gotta have something really special, like 3 tits or something, for me to pay for your OnlyFans.
Greg is like, women are, strippers are crazy, unlike other women.
Now, this week, Bellator has an amazing fight. Of course, it's a secret fight because no one knows about it, but we're going to tell you guys about it.
Bellator's potluck again this week. Let's see what it is.
Yeah.
AJ McCee, who is arguably the best 145 pounder in the world. The guy has never lost. He's 18-0. His father is Antonio McCee, which Don Frye knows, right?
Yeah.
Great fighter himself. He's rematching Pitbull, Patricio Freire, who won. He beat him to a minute 57. He beat Darian Caldwell by neck crank in a minute and 11, who was a national champion. He beat Derek Campos. He beat Georgie Karakhanyan. He knocked out Pat Karen. The guy's 18-0, has never lost, and I'm pretty sure he's finished almost every single one of his of his guys. Okay, a couple decisions, right? But he's amazing. And he's rematching Pitbull. Okay, so he's rematching the guy that he knocked out, or he lost by standing guillotine. This is going to be a good fight. This is going to be a great fight. Who do we think wins, Greg?
I don't see any reason why McCee is still in Bellator.
I don't think Bellator does either.
You gotta, if anything, I respect the guy saying I'm going to dance with the one that brung me. I mean, it seems like he should have moved on from this league a while ago. And yet here he is still fighting the same guys over and over again. If anything, if he loses a lot of mojo. So
the sad part is this guy is arguably, and you could argue it very well, the best 145 pounder in the world, and can walk into any Starbucks in the world and not one person will know who he is.
Absolutely.
Except for some CB Gold. CB Gold might be the only guy to know. And there's something wrong with that. There's something, if you're the best fucking pool player in the world, if you're the best swimmer in the world, if you're the best dart player in the world, I think more people know the best dart player than arguably the fighter. I don't know about darts, but I'm just saying in other sports, you could be the 90th best player in the NBA or the 120th best football player in the NFL. And then you'll walk in and people will be, holy shit, that's fucking yada, yada, yada. Like the promotion is like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Don Frye, help me. Talk to me.
I can't help you, man. I mean, Bellator, I didn't know that you still existed. Shit, this is a surprise to me. I obviously didn't know they still put on shows. So where's the show going to be at?
It's on
Showtime. They actually moved to a real cable network, but unfortunately one that most people don't have.
Yeah.
It's the home of Brendan Schaub's comedy special. They moved to a real network, Showtime.
Well, like I said, most people don't have it. So that's why, we make all these jokes and people are like, I've never seen it. So, I mean, nobody's watching. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think, ever UFC would agree to an because WBC used to fight WBA for the unified title of the world.
No, they never will.
They'll never will they? They'll never say, fine, your best versus ours. Even though their guy, it would be, because it would only mean something to Bellator.
I only think they would only do that if there was if it was somehow like a Conor McGregor showed up. But he was in the PFL or something. Like it was like a Kayla Harris. It was somebody that was so fucking like, let's just say somebody like, I don't even know, like who's the most famous actor? Like Vin Diesel all of a sudden started fighting, right? And he was amazing. and he was. I
think the most famous actor.
All right, not the most.
I know. I was like, that's.
I don't know. Brad Pitt. Who's the most famous actor in the world? Denzel. Brad Pitt. Who's the most famous actor? And they all of a sudden went to Bellator, and they were the most amazing. Like if somehow they were like, we got to get this guy. I don't know what we got to do. Like they almost did it with Fedor. They wanted Fedor so bad, the UFC, because I know that Dana was just sick of all the fans telling him that they don't have the best heavyweight. He was sick of hearing about how good Fedor was. So they tried. The problem, I think, was that Fedor had some, what was he, like some kind of mob connection, or Don would know better than I did, right? Wasn't he kind of connected with some people that...
Hell, he was owned by him, boy. Fuck.
No, but back in his prime, back in prime.
Oh, he was owned by him from day one.
He was owned by the mob, right? Yeah. So they weren't going to let it happen. But the thing is I don't now with like contracts. I feel like the UFC could match the contracts if a guy is that good. If a guy is that good, but he'd have to be that good. He would also have to not start with the UFC. The problem is like these guys like a Ryan Bader. Okay, he wins the title, but they were like, we got rid of Ryan Bader. Ryan Bader got knocked out Anthony Johnson, right?
I think what you're saying is very key, which is that he's not famous enough. Like he may be the best fighter, but because he's not famous, because he's not out there on social media calling guys out, making a scene, causing a stir, I think it's easier for them to just not, to write him off, because it's like, nobody's clamoring for more AJ and McKee.
I don't even think it's social media. I think if like Justin Bieber, I think the UFC would put Justin Bieber in if he went to Bellator and it was fucking amazing. And they were like, it would be somebody that have to sell so many fucking tickets that they were like the UFC had to get CM Punk because CM Punk was going to go to Bellator, and they were looking at it like, fuck, this guy's got how many people, and how would they were probably like going, we don't want to lose this guy to Bellator. No.
So you're saying that UFC probably isn't even trying to get AJ McKee?
I think they are. I think that at this point they are. They're probably letting him run out his five fight contract or 6 fight contract. I used to speak to I used to know that some of the guys. And they were like, oh, we want this guy, we want that guy. But yeah, I think a lot of it is name value. Like Kayla Harrison is the best 155 pounder in the world. I mean, nobody can even dispute it. No one's come close. The problem is that she's got no one to fight. So what are they going to do? They're going to put her in there and they're going to have to bump a bunch of 45 pounds up. And they're going to go, great. She just beat a bunch of like, you know, like kind of like what Cyborg, like they were like, everyone's like Cyborg. They were like, fuck it, we'll get Cyborg. And then Cyborg gets knocked out by Nunez. And they were pretty fucking happy. I'm pretty sure when that happened because it really were like, oh shit, is she really the best?
Right.
Knocked out by our girl. It seems
I don't know. I think a couple things. I just don't. No matter how likely it seems, I don't think Justin Bieber is going to be a great fighter. One, because of Bellator, so we don't have to worry about that. But two, I think like when you talk about co-promoting with guys, that would be like me and Elon Musk going in together on a rocket company. You know what I mean? Like, what does the UFC need Bellator for? But I think if they lose Kayla Harrison or AJ McKee, I think like at least half of their 17 fans are going to stop watching. Like, I think they're going to be like, listen, that's it for us. We'll just watch the UFC, and they're going to really kill their ratings. But what is McKee's fight nickname? Do you know?
No, I don't. What is this fight name?
Does he even have one?
Yeah, I think it's the mercenary.
It's because when I just say that because I'm giving like betting tips to guys. When you're betting on fights, always pick the guy with the most original nickname. So I think Pitbull will probably take this one.
Yeah. Now, Badim Nemkov.
Fantastic betting advice. That's the betting
I've never heard of a fighter
corner.
named Pitbull before. So.
Badim Nemkov is also fighting Corey Anderson. This should be a good fight. Corey Anderson used to be in the UFC. He knocked out Ryan Bader. He knocked out some other guy named Dolls Deck. I'm not even going to think. He beat Melvin Manhoof. He lost to Jan Blachowicz. He knocked out Johnny Walker. He's fighting Nemkov, who Nemkov was. This is for the title. Nemkov's a good fighter. He beat Phil Davis twice, although it was close. He knocked out Ryan Bader. He beat Cavajo, beat Liam McCary. This should be a good fight. This is for the title, light heavyweight for the title. I think it's for $1 million. I don't know where they're getting.
You know what's funny is when you read off of Bellator's fight, like who they beat. In the UFC he beat another guy that's in Bellator now. It's just the same guys over and over again, like all in Bellator.
Aaron Pico is also fighting. Tim Johnson. I love Tim Johnson. He was the guy that was the Uber driver / he worked at a strip club as a bouncer. He knocked out Mitrione.
Well, those are the fighting credentials they're looking for. Anybody that's been a strip club bouncer and then thought, you know what, I'm going to go drive my Uber for another 3 hours. That's the stamina you're looking for.
Get questions, work ethic.
He also owns a farm. He's fighting Linton Vassell. He got knocked out by Fedor his last fight in Russia. That pissed me off. And Kyle Krushmer, he's fighting. He's a really good fighter. So that's and Raheem Cleveland is fighting Tyrell Fortune. So yeah, those are some good fights in Bellator. In the UFC this week, Bilal Muhammad is fighting Vicente Luque. This should be a good fight. Luque is a monster. He just beat Chiesa. He knocked out Tyron Woodley, or beat by Darce. He knocked out Randy Brown, Rude Boy. He beat Nico Price. He lost to Stephen Thompson in 2019. He beat Mike Perry. He knocked out Bilal Muhammad, but that was in 2016. Bilal Muhammad is on he's on a winning streak. He beat Stephen Thompson, beat him 30-26. He beat Damian Maia. He lost to Leon Edwards by eye poke. He beat Diego Lima. Who wins this fight? I'm hoping Bilal Muhammad. Greg.
I think it is Bilal Muhammad. I mean, Vicente Luque is, obviously a very tough guy, but Bilal he's kind of a monster. I really like him. I like him to win this fight, but that's the only reason.
Don Frye.
I don't have a clue who you're talking about, partner. So I didn't recognize only the names that you called out too. So,
and then McCorkle.
I honestly, when I picture them, I picture the same guy in my mind, so I don't know which one's which. Like when I hear those two names, I'm like, yeah, it's that guy. I don't know. I picture the same guy, but seemed like the last time I saw both of them fight, they both did awesome. So I think it's a toss-up.
All right, Miguel Baeza. He was Colby's training partner. He was looking like a monster. Then he lost to Chaos Williams last fight. He lost to Ponzinibbio. He beat Matt Brown. He's fighting Andre Fialho, who is on a 4-fight losing streak. Lost to Mikel Pereira, Antonio Dos Santos. He lost to a bunch of guys in the PFL. So I think that they're trying to give Baeza an easier fight. I think he wins this fight. Also, Devin Clark is fighting William Knight. William Knight's the guy that missed weight by 30 pounds his last fight. And lost. He's fighting. He beat Alonzo Menifield. He's fighting Devin Clark, who always begins winning the fight and then sometimes loses for some reason. He gasses out. I hope he wins. Piani Kianzat. She's the girl who's the EMT. She's a hottie. She won one fight against by butt bomb. She actually sat on Jess's face and just kept fucking putting her butt in her face. It was kind of hot, actually. She's fighting Tina Landsberg, who goes by.
I heard Bruce Buffer say afterward he showed her that move. Hey, did you guys see, by the way, did you see Bruce Buffer tell Chimaev to back up before the fight started like he was in there running the show?
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? Dude, rewatch the fight. He comes up, Chimaev was getting too close to the ring, and Bruce Buffer comes out and like sternly tells him to get back to his cage. And I was like, dude, who are you telling the fighter to go back to his corner? Like, he's not. Anyway.
So she's fighting the elbow queen, Lena Landsberg, who not related to Nick Newell, who's the elbow king. And then Drakkar Close. I like that dude. He's a good guy. He got knocked out by Beneil Dariush in a fucking war. He beat Bobby Green. He's fighting.
Chris Colon was awesome in the 90s.
And then our boy Chris Barnett, right? Isn't he the fat guy?
Well, yes. I don't know if I call him fat, but yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, Beast Boy. I love that guy. Yeah, he's the guy that like does like spinning wheel kicks. He's like 300 pounds. He's 22-7. He is fighting. He should be the headliner. That guy. He's fighting Martin Boudet, who he has a win over Lorenzo Hood. Don't you know Lorenzo Hood?
I know a guy that claims his name's Lorenzo Hood.
Didn't you tell me Lorenzo Hood didn't he threaten to throw a fight or something happened with Lorenzo Hood?
Dude, I guess he doesn't. That's not really his name, and he's really like 40, but he says he's 26. He's been 26 for 8 years. But he's got like using someone else's identity. It's a weird situation, man. He tested positive for like 9 steroids on his last fight. He always said he was a clean fighter. So he told me I was like, dude, why don't you do pro wrestling? Like when I was talking to him about managing him, I thought he was brand new to the game. I said, you should do pro wrestling. Maybe you're only 25, 26 years old, like built how you are, whatever. He's like, I thought about it. And then someone sent me videos of him doing pro wrestling. Like he had already been doing pro wrestling, like on the 5 years before. Like, so he really he went out and was driving Rashad Evans' car, like his Bentley or something, telling people it was his that knew Rashad Evans. Like he was telling people at the gym it was his car. And they're like, dude, that's Rashad's car. And he was like living at his house and stuff. It's a crazy story, but yeah, someone told me that's not actually his name. Like he's a completely different person. It's weird.
And then also this guy, Jordan Leavitt, he could do like crazy splits. He's always doing like crazy weird. He looks like he's in Cirque du Soleil. He won one of his fights by just picking up the guy and like face slamming him against Matt Wyman. He basically just like did one of those the Undertaker just choke slammed him. Like it was crazy.
I gotta watch that guy fight.
Yeah, but he's the guy who's always doing. He's always doing weird splits, like his head, and puts his like legs over his head and some weird like quasi sexual positions.
Adam, you ever think about it? If Jean-Claude Van Damme couldn't do the splits, he probably never would have been famous. How weird is that?
That is weird.
Like I think about that all the time. Not him doing the splits, but just like if he couldn't do the splits, he probably would have never made it in Hollywood. It's really odd.
So those are the fights coming up this weekend. And then I don't know where Greg went. I hope he's okay.
He said he texted. He said he had to lay down or something.
Oh shit! Gilbert Godfrey died.
What?
Just now.
Ironically, you yelled that when you told us.
I just looked on TMZ. Gilbert Godfrey died. Fuck.
Wow. He was cool, man. He was funny.
Oh no. He was the funniest. Gilbert Godfrey was so fucking funny. Oh my God. Rest in peace, Gilbert Godfrey. One of the funniest people ever.
He was.
Did you ever see when he did the wife swap with Alan Thicke, like on that TV show?
No.
That was one of the funniest, dude. He was doing Alan Thicke impressions to his wife. It was the funniest thing ever.
Dude,
Like, it was funny.
Dude, he would do the roast and not even roast anyone, just do old jokes. Just go up there and just do old jokes for no reason. But like Gilbert Godfrey was so funny. He's one of the funniest people alive. Not anymore, but I mean, shit, Gilbert, that sucks. Man, rest in peace, Gilbert Godfrey. 67, young too. Young.
Man, that just means Brendan Schaub's gonna have to step up his game even more to fill that void.
Oh, God. Well, that's our podcast. Listen, love you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. Anything you want to promote, Don Frye?
Yeah, but I can't remember right now. But I'll tell you what, man, that the biomed I've been taking, I feel a lot better. I feel great. I haven't felt this good in 15, 18 years. And the bio accelerator, and I've got more good days and bad days, and I'm feeling, over about good 85% of the time, man. It's amazing. It's amazing what they did to me, man. I really appreciate it.
I love it. I'm happy to hear it. I will be at Nate Jackson Super Funny Comedy Club in Tacoma, Washington, April 22nd to the 24th. Hope to see some of you guys there. Love you guys.
Adam, I'm going to, I never have anything to promote, but I'm going to be doing a reaction video at the end of this month. And I've been people have been begging me for it, but Brendan Schaub is releasing his second comedy special. And I've been begged by hundreds of people on the Reddit page to do a reaction video. So I'm going to break down his jokes and his comedy when he releases his show that, by the way, he had every network in the game bid on it, but he decided to bet on himself, and he's just releasing it on YouTube. That's what he said.
Well, that's usually the way things go. You're the best. I'll see you guys later.
See you guys.
All right.